The dreams shifted and changed without warning and took on different storylines and meanings as they did so. He was several things in the course of his dreams. Once he was a Jedi Knight, fighting against things so dark and insubstantial he could not identify them. Once he was a pilot of a star cruiser, taking the ship into hyperspace, spanning whole star systems on his voyage. Once he was a great and feared commander of an army, and he came back to Tatooine with ships and troops at his command to free the planet's slaves. His mother was waiting for him, smiling, arms outstretched, but when he tried to embrace her, she vanished. There were sand people in his dreams too. They appeared near the end, a handful of them standing before him with their blaster rifles and long gaffy sticks lifted and held ready. They regarded him in silence, as if wondering what they should do with him. He awoke then, jarred from his sleep by an unmistakable sense of danger. He jerked upright and stared about in confusion and fear. The glow unit had burned down to nothing. In the faint, slivery brightening of pre-dawn, he found himself confronted by the dark, faceless shapes of the sand people of his dreams. So now, of course, I'm going to address the most scary part of this, which was him hugging his mother and then she disappears. Of course, that's foreshadowing at its finest here, where she eventually does die in his arms. For those who don't know, Anakin's main and most talented gift was his ability to have accurate visions of the future. This is why he freaked out so much when he saw his mother and Padme dying, because he was, for the most part, always right with his dreams. The first of his dream here was him becoming a Jedi Knight, fighting against the darkness, or in other words, the bad guys and the dark side of the Force. The next is him flying a ship. Nothing crazy here, but the final one is what motivated me to cover this. He dreamed of himself being a great and feared leader of a grand army, returning to Tatooine to free the slaves and his mother. Now, when I read this, I got the idea that he was feared by the galaxy. Otherwise, why else would he dream of being feared? No Jedi would righteously dream of being a feared entity. That's a quality of the Sith, who revolve around power. I think Anakin saw into the future of himself being immensely powerful, leading the clones after Order 66, or perhaps stormtroopers when he became Darth Vader, and then freeing the slaves. Perhaps this was his plan during the Jedi Purge, to take a battalion of troops with him and slaughter the Hutts and Watto. That would have been really sweet to see. Basically, Anakin cloaked like he was as he marched the Jedi Temple, just this time on Tatooine, and going insane in the city streets, slicing through all the scum and villainy on the planet. Now, this is one of the earliest known documentations of Anakin's dreams of becoming a Jedi Knight, and alarmingly so, being a feared general. So I'm wondering, could it be that he wanted to be feared by the bad guys? Or maybe he wanted to be feared by everyone. Now, psychologically speaking, as a slave, Anakin was pretty much submissive to everyone, so wanting to be feared could kind of not really be a bad thing at this point. Now, of course, the other part of the vision, or dream, I should say, was him when he saw the sand people at the very end, standing at the ready, waiting to attack him.